It's the Forever Knight-Aton. We're recapping and reviewing every single episode of Season 1 of the 1990s Canadian police procedural about a vampire detective taking a bite out of crime. Episode 12, Hunters, opens with Nick and the Skankster on the mean streets of Toronto with their good friend, Jimmy. You remember Jimmy, right? Skanky's old partner has a million stories about him.
It's homicide, Donut. Why the hell would I want to go back to that?
Hey, wait a second, Donut. Did you just call him Donut?
You guys don't?
Heart of Gold? Jimmy? You know, the important character, Jimmy? Well, you see, Stone Tree wants Jimmy in homicide because of all Jimmy's good work. But Jimmy, such a good guy, he feels like he can make more of a difference in Vice. He's gotten to know the locals. He cares about them. The community is important to him. This is why we all love Jimmy. Jimmy! Oh, no, fuck, Jimmy, fuck, no, Jimmy's dead, fuck. I'm devastated about Jimmy. Even worse, Skanky gets a threatening letter with a picture of him in the killer's crosshairs. Skanky's next. Oh no, who could possibly want to kill Skanky aside from those that know him? That reminds Nick of the time that some vampire hunters were trying to vampire hunt him, but he ended up hunting them right back, vampirefully. Way to make it all about you, Nick. Meanwhile, Toronto Metro is updating their computer records. And looks like there's some kind of problem with Nick's file. They got nothing on him. It's like, and I know it's probably not this, but it's like he just appeared one day and hypnotized everyone into thinking he was a cop somehow. But only a vampire could do that, and they're not real, so I don't know what's going on. Skanky's family is sent up to his cottage up north, an extremely Toronto detail, and he stays in a motel with this rookie cop. Very likable character, this rookie cop. They eat Chinese food together and they watch porno, you know, like men do. Men, when they're alone together, they watch pornography. But then they get exploded. Skanky manages to make it out okay, but the rookie is fucking dead. No, fuck! I'm devastated. Nick starts to suspect whoever is hunting Donnie Donuts has access to police files. So, with nowhere safe, he has Skanky stay at the Raven with Jeanette, and she likes that about as much as you'd expect her to. He wears out his welcome pretty much right away by poking around, finding a coffin, and generally being Skanky. Jeanette explains that coffin? Oh, the coffin? That's there, you see, because we occasionally cater to fetishists who have coffin fetishes, you see. But wait, hold on. Do vampires sleep in coffins? Nick doesn't sleep in a coffin. They clearly don't have to. Do they just like it? Wait, is it actually a fetish thing? Nick meets with a fixer named Aristotle Merlin at the Raven, who agrees to alter his records, and he explains the situation to Skanky, who is growing increasingly impatient.
What the hell are we dealing with here? Who are your probables? Tell me something I don't know.
Okay, you know any cops that want to kill you?
Skanky is bored and restless and goes to get a copy of a police magazine from a newsstand, only to find a personal ad addressed to him from the killer. Skanky flies into a rage when his family is threatened and commandeers a car to meet with the killer. Turns out it was this guy who went to the academy with Skanky and our good friend Jimmy. He failed because he couldn't pass the psychiatric exam. Can't imagine why. He seems to have it together. Like, sure, yeah, he's a murderer now, but I'd probably react pretty poorly too if I were judged to be less competent than Donald Skanky. Turns out Skankster earned the nickname Donut because he was bad at shooting, not because he liked donuts. All cops like donuts. That would be a weird nickname for a cop.
Donut. You didn't get that name just for the junk food, Skanky. That was from your target scores. What was your aggregate score, Skanky? 78 out of 100? Man, that's poor.
This guy has held a grudge ever since because he's very good at shooting. That's how he shot Jimmy. Now he has to work go-nowhere nothing jobs like IT, which in 1992, I can assure you, was not a growth industry. There was certainly nothing around the corner that would make working in IT a sort of gold mine for someone like that. And he was updating the computers for Toronto Metro, which is how he had access to police files. And he was set off when he discovered Jimmy was going to be promoted. How dare they promote Jimmy? He's not even good at shooting, like me. At the end of the day, Skanky proves he deserves to be a cop because he shoots the bad guy. He's good at shooting, and he shoots the bad guy, which I guess is what you need to be a homicide detective. It's less about problem solving, more about being able to shoot well under pressure. Hooray! Interesting little character study into Skanky in this one. We get to learn there's a bit more depth to him than appears on the surface, because I guess, you know, there would have to be.
Puccini.
Faulkner. The correct answer was Puccini.
Moron. Gotta do something to pass the time. I hate desk duty. Oh, I didn't realize you were an opera buff. Polka. Yes, but opera.
He's a lot of things, but he's not cowardly. He's not afraid to fight his own battles, and he's willing to stick his neck out to protect his family. He's also a very driven person who needs to find challenging things to occupy his time. He's nowhere near the big doofus he appears to be on the surface. He has been consistently portrayed as a skilled detective. But, he's also characteristically annoying and self-aggrandizing. And this one's worth it just to see Skanky and Jeanette spend time together. That's the elevator pitch of this episode. It's great to see someone just utterly deflate her mysterious stoic persona by not at all passing the vibe check. He does not even a little bit understand how contemptuous she finds him, and it rules.
Guy goes for you, you go right for his throat. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. Intimately.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It really shows the disparate worlds that this show embodies, that, these characters do not feel like they belong together, and seeing them interact is just so inherently funny, which I think speaks to the show's excellent character writing. We have such a firm sense of who Jeanette and Skanky are that, just the idea of them meeting and talking and spending time together is inherently funny.
And I'd like to thank the people who will forever be my knights over at patreon.com/scaredycats. In particular, I'd like to thank Verbena, Cooper Holmes, Joe McClory, Liz Widow, Maston Ginger, James Garford, C.H. Phillips, Gideon, Charlotte Hollingsworth, Devin Kaler, Spooky Heather Sylvia, and definitely Todd. And I, Bobby Duke, the star of the channel, would like to thank the following people who's also the stars of the channel on account of their support on patreon.com/scaredycats. We got Jay Torney, Schadenfraulein, Lanston, Rachel Rat, Kato Moore, Carpad, Josh Manez, Hyla Tracy, Louisa Prito, and Jesse. Well, can you believe the shenanigans Nick Knight and his pals got up to in this one? Hey, we're gonna keep going all January, baby. You wanna get these videos a day early? Go on over to Patreon. Oh, wait. You can just wait. I mean, how bad do you need it,